Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we go to Letcher County where a shoplifting case became something bigger after a woman lied about being exposed to COVID-19. And we talked with a former president of Eastern Kentucky University who is currently stuck on a cruise ship at sea with cases of COVID-19 on board. And in Corbin, Mayor Susie Rasmus went around town to help spread some positivity, but from a safe distance.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Katie Cook. It is Friday, April the 3rd, and your time is about 5:32. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, it was a beautiful day yesterday, and it looks like we're heading into the weekend with some nice temperatures and sunny skies as well.
Absolutely, but again, here's the big thing to remember. It is going to be a beautiful weekend. It's going to be lots of sun. It's going to be warmer temperatures, but we're in that surge right now. We're in the critical time of the coronavirus, so social distancing even more key than ever now. And just remember, be healthy at home. Let's see what's going on this morning across the area, and you'll see up on Buffalo Mountain, things are fairly quiet as we head out the door. Temperatures chilly in some spots this morning. 32 in Jonesville, 46 in Pikeville. That's our range this morning. Your day planner, though, all of us go up into the 60s, maybe even close to 70. We actually made it to 61 yesterday at the National Weather Service office in Jackson, so it got a little bit above what we were expecting to, but that's okay because we'll always take it a little bit warmer, just not a little bit cooler. We'll have the rest of that forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Katie?
All right, Brandon, thank you. A Pike County woman is dead days after her family reported her missing. Now the people who love her are trying to understand why. Police in South Carolina say this man, Anthony Hall, admitted to killing Jody Stapleton. WYMT's Buddy Forbes talked with one of her friends who says she was his go-to for everything, and now he is in shock.
What started as a missing persons report?
I seen the notification that the state police were looking for her, and I just thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Quickly became a nightmare for the loved ones of Jody Stapleton.
The world's not going to be the same without her.
Kentucky State Police say Stapleton was killed in Menifee County by her boyfriend, who then ran to South Carolina, where he was later arrested and admitted to her murder. And now that her loved ones know where she was, they are left to grapple with why this happened.
The world's going to be a bleak place without her in it.
But they do not want what happened to be how she is remembered.
I don't want Jody to be remembered as a statistic. She's more than that. Her life meant more than that.
Because who she was?
First and foremost, Jody was a mother. Her son, Bryce, meant the world to her.
And how she loved.
That's Jody, a loving mother, great friend, devoted daughter.
Is what her story is really about. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now many people reached out to our reporter sharing stories about Jody. They say they are heartbroken about the news and want to be available for her family during this time. Well, Monday is the deadline for former C Conn clients to apply for settlement benefits. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf says any former client who received a notification from the Social Security Administration saying their benefits are under review should act immediately. He says hundreds of people stand to benefit from this settlement, but many have not responded.
You know, one of the main reasons we filed the class action against Conn's malpractice, not only because Conn was negligent, but because we're worried about those people. And we've only heard from 150 out of 500, and it's perplexing.
Any client who has not submitted an application to the law office is asked to mail that in by Monday. And in Letcher County, officials are working on charging a woman who is suspected of shoplifting from Walmart. However, that's not the only thing. Officials say a woman stole several items and walked out the door, but when she was confronted by loss management, she said she was running a fever and was waiting on a COVID-19 test to come back. Officials say she lied.
I went to her house and talked to her, and the first couple statements, she was adamant that she had been tested. She told me how she was tested, which the way that she described, that's not the way they test for COVID-19.
Police would not specify the charges they will file. A curfew is now in place for Clay Countyans 18 and younger. They need to be at home and indoors by 9 each night and cannot leave until 6 a.m. Now, this does not apply if they are with a parent or if they are traveling for work. During the past few days, several cruise ships have been waiting off the coast of Florida to get approval to dock. Doug Whitlock, a former president of Eastern Kentucky University, and his wife Joanne are in that situation as they sit on the Coral Princess ship that does have cases of COVID-19. They have been on the ship since the 5th of March when they boarded in Chile. Whitlock says as of now, he and his wife are okay.
Fortunately, we packed enough of our prescription medication to where we haven't run out, because we were supposed to have gotten off in Buenos Aires, Argentina on the 19th of March.
Whitlock says the crew on the ship brings food to their room 3 times a day. He is hoping they will be able to dock in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in the next few days. Kentucky hotels could be used to help a major shortage of hospital beds during the COVID-19 surge, as people are told to stay home. Vacations and conventions are on hold and hotels are feeling the pinch. However, they could soon help fulfill a major need. Kentucky has more than 18,000 hospital beds, but the governor says once the COVID-19 surge hits at its peak, many more will be needed. We take a closer look at how hotels can help in our 6 o'clock hour right here on Mountain News this morning. As we're seeing parks across the state close, Letcher County recently shut down their Bad Branch Falls hiking trail, a popular attraction in the county. WYMT's Connor James talked with the judge executive about that yesterday.
The springtime in Kentucky brings beautiful sights to the mountains. In Letcher County, there's no exception. Many people come to Pine Mountain to experience places like Bad Branch Falls, a natural waterfall near the Harlan-Letcher County line. Except now the gates to the park stay closed.
This time of year, go and hike Bad Branch Falls, and it's beautiful up there.
That's Letcher County's Judge Executive Terry Adams, who's hiked those trails plenty of times.
They've initially closed the gates, and there's no access to Bad Branch Falls right now.
Tuesday afternoon, the Kentucky Nature Preserve closed down those trails to the falls after a weekend of packed parking lots.
You know, we kind of felt like that they couldn't be practicing social distancing there.
There are places still open, though. Adams says the scenic overlooks on Pine Mountain are open, and Fish Pond Lake is open to fishers and walkers.
The parks, everyone was concerned about the health of the people, and just trying to limit this spread of this virus that has turned our world upside down.
The county still has 0 cases, but officials say it's just a matter of time, and taking these precautions now counts. In Letcher County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Adams did add that they have a 1 person per store rule. If you do have a child you need to bring in, they do need to stay in a shopping cart. Now, we learned earlier this week that the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival has been canceled this year for the first time since World War II. Board members announced on Wednesday the festival would be called off. Chairperson Colby Slusher says it was not an easy decision, but it was necessary along with other closings. The board plans to have some kind of recognition for those pageant candidates selected this year.
We'll be trying to highlight those girls, and very apologetic to them, but this is something that's out of our control. We didn't want to cancel, we just felt like we had no choice.
Those board members hope to start planning the 2021 festival as soon as possible. Officials announced earlier this week that the Perry County Fair will be canceled this year. The fair that occurs on the 3rd week in June will not happen because of COVID-19 concerns. Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander says it was a saddening decision, but with the current circumstances, it had to be done.
Just with everything going on with the virus, not being able to meet and do the planning and putting more focus just back on the community and the citizens.
Alexander says plans about community get-togethers will be discussed when it is safe to be together again. While social distancing continues to keep Kentuckians in their homes, some have been finding ways to cheer themselves and others up. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds followed Corbin Mayor Susie Rasmus as she hit the streets to spread some positivity.
Not being able to be around one another sits heavy on hearts around Corbin.
Think about, how difficult this is on everybody, and feel a little bit helpless, and so I just want to do something to lift people's spirits.
Keeping social distancing in mind, the city of Corbin got a little creative.
We're just going to go wave at people. If they're out on their porch, we're going to wave at them, and if they're not, I guess we'll just keep going to the next person.
So, with Susie in the back seat, firefighter Chad behind the wheel, and of course, their chicken riding shotgun.
Here we go, here's one.
They set off.
How's it going? Are you Jody? Hi, Jody. I love your little doggy. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Good boy. Good boy. Keep the faith. You're doing a great job.
All around town.
Hey, guys.
Putting smiles on faces. Arguably the people that appreciated their visit most. The town's biggest heroes.
I am so proud of my hospital. Thank you all so much for all you're doing. City of Corbin loves you and thanks you.
I almost cried when I think about it. Just the spirit and knowing that the community is behind us and whatever we need. I think that means more to staff than anything.
I know it's very difficult right now. Keep the faith that we're going to get through this, and I'm here cheering you on from City Hall.
In Corbin.
Hey! Y'all stay safe and keep the faith. You're doing a great job.
Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Rasmus will also be going out on Tuesday, waving to people on a different route. Later on Mountain News this morning, we'll show you how a group in Alaska got inspiration from across the pond to honor healthcare workers.
The upward trend with the temperatures starts today and continues for a while. How warm will we get on the latest 7-day forecast in 3 minutes?